Well, folks, it's Thursday in the 4th week of Easter, and it's also the day after we had our regular prayer meeting via Zoom, and we were joined by no less than two people from the United States of America. Ruth in Washington State over on the far side of America, and also Laura, who is recently married on the east side of the United States, not far from New York. So big shout out to our American friends. It was really, really inspirational and inspiring to see everyone sharing. And you know what, the hallmark of what's been happening in our Zoom meetings is that everybody has an opportunity to share or to pray or to give a reading from the Bible. And interestingly, just about everybody does actually involve themselves. There aren't, we don't have people that aren't actively involved in what we're doing. And this is a remarkable thing, because this is something I've been praying about for well over a year, that our charismatic community might actually be a community of faith, and not just, we have a meeting and we sit there and we worship and we listen to someone talk afterwards. So this idea of community is absolutely central and vital to our Christian experience. I would offer that if we're not experiencing some form of faith community involvement beyond going to Mass on Sundays, then we're actually living in a diminished dimension of faith, or like that, the two Ds, the diminished dimension of faith that we need to really come out of. I feel like sometimes we are like a car or truck that's stuck in the mud, and we're turning our wheels and people are jumping up and down on the bumper to try and get traction and putting mats under the wheels, and it's not going anywhere. And what we really need is the Holy Spirit to come like a recovery truck and actually lift us out of that mess, or tow us out of that mess, because human effort is not going to do it. And I'll confess to you, before the lockdown, I had a measure of frustration, because I had this vision for where we should be going, or where we could be going as a group, but the reality wasn't there. Maybe all of us, maybe I wasn't ready for that reality. And then when we went into lockdown, all of a sudden it's like bang, we're having to think outside the box. And it wasn't just one or two of us thinking outside the box, but everybody came on board. It's like a big bus, a spiritual bus, going to a new dimension of faith. The location, the destination is the same, the kingdom of heaven and the glory of God, exaltation of Jesus, but we were on board together. And that's what we're experiencing in our weekly prayer groups. So please, if you haven't, please join us on Wednesdays, 8 p.m. on Zoom. Big shout out for that. Now, I also understand, having on good authority, that Father Gary was speaking about community during Mass yesterday, Wednesday's Mass. Now, I didn't listen to it because I was absolutely shattered and I had to get some more sleep when it was Mass time. But I will listen back to it. And if indeed Father Gary is saying something quite similar about the importance of community, then it would indicate to me that the Lord is saying something very dramatic. And I deliberately have not listened to Father Gary's message yet, because I did not want to be influenced by what I say today by Father Gary, so there's an independent witness to what the Lord may well be doing. So, I want to leave you with this. Do we have, or do you have, a Christian testimony? We're so afraid of experience. But we're to experience faith. We will experience a rugby match. We'll experience going on a motorbike. We'll experience going to the theatre. We'll experience a new restaurant. When it comes to faith, generally we don't want to experience it. And again, I want to say that if we don't experience faith, I would suggest that our faith has somehow been diminished or hasn't come into full flower. So let's think about that. Do I have a testimony? God bless you. More about this tomorrow as we prepare for Pentecost.